so first of all, okay, those who just saw me. All right, what happened? Let me explain what happened. For some kind of way, I don't know what I did, doing a lot of stuff. You know, they say humans, we ain't supposed to be doing that multitasking. When they say, okay, you good at multitasking, we ain't supposed to be doing that stuff. We get caught up in stuff that we don't, I mean, whatever. But anyway, I created two Zoom links. And this morning I went on, here kids, come on. This morning I went on the other one, and it was Dr. Latasha who was texting me saying, hey, sis, I'm trying to get on this rascal, but I can't get on. What's up? So then I'm like, okay, well, here's the passcode. And you guys remember those who just saw me. I was giving out the passcode and the ID number. So anyway, this is where we are here now. Thank you. So hey, come on, thank you so much, beautiful sisters, for being with me. We're gonna start this again. Hi, I'm Anita, and this is
Hello.
we are sister peace partners, and we're just here sharing an intimate moment with you guys. Okay, now let me do this again. You are free to join us. We're on Facebook Live. I know it's at Facebook Live. We're on Facebook Live, so if you're out there, please, please, you can keep your camera off. You don't have to put it on. Please just join us at 854-5356-0240. And the passcode is all capital letters, peace, PEACE. We're just talking about how, pain turned into prosperity or opportunity, the adversity. I forgot to say adversity to advantage, and pain to peace. That's what it was. Okay. So anyway, I just okay. So like I said, this is just an intimate conversation, and we're just going to go back and forth. Again, you guys, please feel free to come on. Any men and women, brothers and sisters. Okay. Please feel free. All right, so we're all here, so we can take our phones off. I mean, our lines off mute, because this is a sister share. So we're just gonna be sharing some stuff. Hey, you guys, it's so good to see you. You just don't know. I was on that other one. I was like, okay, all right, about a half hour. I guess we'll make this thing work. Anyway, all right. So, how you guys doing this morning, afternoon, evening?
Good. Doing good. Doing good. Thank you for asking. How are
Good.
you?
I'm doing good, doing good. Well, I guess what you guys think? You want to introduce ourselves, and then we can just start in to let people who are watching, God bless you. If you're sharing your energy with us, again, come on in. This is open door. I always have my doors open with the Zoom. You don't have to be let in. The door's open for you. So let's just uh, 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 introduce ourselves and just share some stuff. And we're just going to be going back and forth, sharing some info. Okay, Dr. Latasha, you
All
since you're
right.
the first one on.
All right. So, greetings, everyone. I'm Dr. Latasha Ramsey Cyprian. I live in the U.S. I'm in Louisiana. I'm the owner of Optimum Life Enterprises and also Professional Pulse Magazine, one of the co-founders of the magazine as well. And I love everything about financial literacy, women empowerment, anything educating others. And of course, being able to inspire and motivate. So I could not pass up the opportunity to be a part of this amazing forum today. So thank you for the opportunity and for the invite as well.
Oh yeah, we're sisters, and I forgot to say this is the sister. I'm sorry, TAPN2U Peace Partner. Where this is a TAPN2U Peace Partner platform, and then we have Reverend Jocelyn. She is our 2526 director for the TAPN2U Peace Partner. Reverend Jocelyn.
Well, thank you, and hello, everyone. Thank you, Dr. Anita. I was wondering what was going on earlier on, but thank God that we're here. As Dr. Anita said, I'm Reverend Jocelyn Ferry-Pierre. I am from the beautiful, pure Caribbean island of Grenada. And in answer to Dr. Anita's question earlier, how are you doing? I am doing fantastic. And I hope you all are doing that too. Um, I am a metaphysician, and I focus a lot on sacred self-care, what I call sacred self-care, helping women to tap into themselves and to be in tune with their bodies. And also one of the things I focus quite a bit on is the lunar cycle and how you can use the lunar cycle to actually take care of yourself, and which helps directly in the topic that we're talking about today, creating that inner peace. So I'm happy to be here. I'm happy to be with everyone and to share and inspire as much as possible.
Thank you, Reverend Jocelyn, 2025-2026 Director. And we have our beautiful sister, Kalal. She is also one of our TAPN2U Peace Partners since 2022. We started this movement in 2022, and also all four of us have been here since the inception of it. Kalal, what say you, beautiful sister?
Thank you, Dr. Anita. It's always such a pleasure and such a surge of happiness whenever I talk to you or whenever I see you doing all the good stuff that you do and meeting all incredible people across the globe. It's very inspiring. So I start my introduction. I'm Komal Gupta. I'm from India. I'm a writer, a poet, and a founder of Paparai Connect, which is a literary arts-based platform for community learning, for community bonding through literature and arts. So today is something that resonates with me, the topic, pain to peace, because I feel that, that is what we do every day. All the pain of life, we try to convert into peace and grow, become more self-aware, become more attuned to the universe. And I'm very happy and fortunate to be here with you to learn and, just give my bit of knowledge that I have and share it with you and, contribute a little bit of peace to the world. Can't do much, but whatever we can, we should. Thank you so much, Dr. Anita.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. And I got to say, come on, she was the first one. When I reached out and said, hey, I'm thinking about this thing here. What do you think? Come on, was the first one to know I'm in. I really want to be part of this. And I said, oh, okay, cool. So I want to thank you, sister, for motivating me to continue. Absolutely. Because when I felt your energy and I said, oh, okay, this is a good thing there. So thank you. Thank you, beautiful sisters. Okay, well, you guys, I'm Anita. And well, first, I'm a mom and a grandmom. I always say that. Let's see, I'm an energy principle practitioner. I'm an energy numbers gal. That's what I am. I've been practicing since the 80s. I'm a metaphysician and I'm a metaphysical coach and consultant. What I do, I specialize in self-awareness and inner peace. Okay, thus the TAPN2U Peace movement. So everything that I do is going to, even I'm a Michigan unemployment appeals advocate. As a vendor with the state of Michigan. And even in that, when I'm consulting and preparing claimants for the hearing before the administrative law judge, there's that thing that I want them to experience peace as we're going through the process. And then, of course, after sometimes it gets emotional, and I say, well, hold on, I have to prepare you first. Men and women, I say, I have to prepare you for this hearing first. After that, then let's go for it. And there have been with men and women, there have been the shed of tears and all that. But even in that type of work, you may say, okay, that's legal, and then this is peace. But even in the midst of that, the intention for me is to help that person experience that peace, even when we're together. So I just want to thank you guys. Those who are looking and listening, I want to thank you for your energy. And again, please join us 854-535-6040, password PEACE. Okay, so we're going to get into this because we just figured it's probably going to be like a half hour or so, guys, right? It's this is sister share. But what I was thinking, y'all, when I was preparing for this, of course, I was like, okay, adversity, of course, adversity. I mean, whatever. It's like, it's almost like that. Tell me about yourself. You'd be like, I can't think of anything. But one thing that I did think about regarding this is that someone had said that we go through major changes every 7 years. And you guys, you want to start off with that? Like what can go, want to share whatever type of major change that you went through that did cause some pain, and how, how it went to peace. And then I want Kamal really opened up that door when she said, we experience this stuff every day. So what do you guys? What do you want to share anything like that that 7 year? Can you think of anything that happened in a 7 year that was epic for you?
I would like to add to this, Dr. Anita. Yeah. So this 7 year thing, I think I'm hearing this for the first time, but then it only reinforces my belief that I think that there's a cycle to everything, that life is in cycles. It's that intuitive thing that you have, that yes, it's a cycle. There's a beginning, there's a middle, and there's an end. And in between, you're learning. So thank you for sharing that. The 7 year thing, I would love to hear what everybody else has to say, but my little bit of insight, I think that, again, it's a process. Life is a process. And 7 year thing is putting them into boxes,
Yeah.
1 7 year cycle, 7 year cycle. And it's learning, relearning, again, as you go through the cycles. And I've always had this feeling there is something like this, but I could never pinpoint where is this learning coming from? Why is this repeating? Why is this happening again and again? So that's my insight, my a little bit of knowledge that I have into cycles. And I would love to hear what you say. You can, tell me more about it, and then maybe I could add some more later on.
Yeah, that's really cool. Come on, yeah, because it is a cycle. It's like Reverend Johnson, what you like your moon thing,
Yeah, actually, I remember you asked me that question on another session, and I couldn't. I was at like Popal back then, but I went, of course, and I thought on it, and I started counting some major changes in my life. And yes, when I look at it, I realized that there were some major changes after 7 years in my life. In fact, I'm going through some major changes now um, at that 7 year interval. So, yes, I have seen that within my life. Um, I am in the process of seeing how that correlates with the lunar cycle, because I do think there is some correlation there. But I'm not, I haven't done the research on it yet. So absolutely in agreement. Every 7 years, yes, there have been changes in my life.
Yeah. Have you noticed that, Dr.
And as a matter of fact, and what that has done in regards to peace, because it has, and if I haven't, I'm not careful, and if I didn't have the tools that I have even now, working with the tools that I have in terms of self-awareness, I think I probably would have been in maybe nervous wreck, being unsettled, not clarify, wondering what's going on, maybe ready to give up on life. But because of the tools I have, I've been able really and truly to create that inner peace and to keep myself grounded by, of course, the grace of God. So yes, I don't want to ramble on because I can go on and on, but definitely the 7 years stuff, and that in some cases, in dealing with changes, it can create some chaos, which can affect our peace.
Okay, that's yep, that is so true. And I want to go with you, Dr. Latasha, because I want to get outside of the 8x10. Because right now we're talking more about what we do and different things like that. The purpose of this thing is to really share an intimate moment here. So, Dr. Latasha, have you experienced like a 7 year kind of thing? I guess for lack of better words.
I haven't actually calculated the 7 years, but what my first thought is the different seasons of life that we go through. We go through spring, we go through when we're blooming, things are going really good. We go through winter, when things are kind of dreary and things are dark and we're going through issues, you know, and we're not always clear on our direction. So I definitely can relate to the different seasons of life, So right now I'm in a transition season. It's a lot of unknown, a lot of things that I'm not really sure of, but I'm not blooming yet, but I feel like I'm coming into the blooming season. So I can definitely relate with the different seasons of life, you know, spring, summer, fall, winter, even if that's in, you know, work, relationships, friendship, and life in general itself. So I can definitely relate by the seasons.
That's so cool. I mean, you know, yes, I didn't think about that, like the seasons and stuff. And I don't know. Well, just tell me this is none of my business. But may I ask you, Dr. Latasha, what's your age?
44. I'll be 45 in July.
44. Okay. So, and then, okay, because I'm doing that 7. I'm just calculating 7-year thing. So 7, 21, 28. What's that? 35, I guess. 42. So you just came out. Okay, 42, and the next one is 48. Okay, cool. I'm just so interested in that kind of thing. And you know, you guys, one thing I was that other one when I was on the other link, I was saying how I've gotten to the point where I would kind of change the word. I wouldn't use the word lesson so much because for some reason, I don't know if it's with coaching or getting into the that field, that industry. For some reason, the word lesson had become almost like a destructive negative. You know, because when we're in school, what do we learn? Lesson. I mean, I'm going to study my lesson. But for some reason, once we became adult, this lesson word, I don't like to use the word lesson because it's, you know, I've heard that where people say, I don't like to use that word. And I'm just wondering, I mean, you know, has it been that, could it be that we've learned so many lessons that we've attributed, the lessons could be positive and destructive, negative and negative. Could it be that I mean, you know, we've learned lessons and then somewhere in our mind we made it that it's a bad word? What do you guys
sometimes
think?
You know, I've heard it in the sense of you don't learn, you're going to learn your lesson one day. You know, sometimes people say it like that too, you know, like, so you kind of think of it like, wow, you can look at it as a negative thing.
Right.
If it's in the way that how it's presented to you. Or you're okay, you know, like you're being hard-headed, you're not going to learn, you'll learn your lesson one day. That, to me, that's kind of negative. So I would think of it as, I don't want to learn my lesson.
Right. What you say, Kamaya? What?
It's amazing because just yesterday they had these things you normally have on social media with the words, the first 4 words you write down. It will shape your the way your day go it will shape your week or your month, whatever. So anyhow, I decided I'm gonna just pick 4 words, and one of the words was lessons. And automatically, I don't want to learn any lessons. So, and I actually checked myself and said, but lessons don't necessarily have to be bad. But yes, oftentimes when we think about lessons, we associate it with something that is unpleasant rather than it being a pleasant experience.
Right,
yes, so
right.
I have to agree with that.
I would just like to add a bit. Yeah, so lesson, yes, Dr. Anita, you've put a new twist to this word lesson. I never thought of it in that way. So let's flip the script over. All right, lesson we are denoting with negative right now. So let's make it more positive. I would rather say that in the negative sense, you said life is the lesson. We say life is a lesson. We are learning all the time. It's something or that's not. So why not an unfurling of our experiences where we are blossoming like butterflies, you know? I'm a poet. Forgive me. I will go down that road.
Bring it on.
So we are unfurling butterflies. We are unfurling our wings. No lessons, no nothing. We are just going towards the positive. I think that is the essence of life. But that's a beautiful thing that you've said. Now, whenever I read the word lesson, first thing will pop up, Dr. Anita, a lesson has a new definition now. So
Yeah, because a
that was
lesson is,
good.
huh?
Hmm. That was really good. That was really good. Now I'll
Yeah,
never say again that life is a lesson. No, life is an
unfolding. Uh-oh, did I freeze? Does that mean?
No, I think she may have frozen because I can't
Oh,
hear
okay.
her.
Okay, okay. Because I know, let's see. Okay, we'll keep. I know. I wrote down. Where's that paper? I wrote down two things. For me because
Mm.
when I was 40. Oh, there you go. You back on?
Yeah, I'm back on.
Okay, good,
Yeah,
good. There we
there's a
go.
problem with the network. So
That's
again,
okay.
I was just saying, um, unfurling of life. That's what's happening. The positive side, and you've
Yeah.
said it beautifully. Everyone has explained their own viewpoints. Wonderful to hear that. So lesson equals new learnings now. Thank you.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. Because for me, I
Mhm.
was saying I'm gonna go back to because I guess so many things have changed. Like now today, if you're vegan as opposed to vegetarian, back in the day, my grandfather was vegetarian. That meant no eat no meat, no eggs, no nothing. But now today we kind of soften and say, okay, well, no, it's okay to eat some chicken or some fish, kind of thing. I mean, we kind of justify, kind of make things easier. As far as like diary, now it's called journal. Back in the day, it was a diary. So I said, I want to go back to the old school. You know what I mean? Not OLD, but OLE school. You know what I mean? I write in my diary, and then like lesson. A lesson is a beautiful thing. I mean, it's okay. Praise God. I learned a lesson kind of thing. But I wanted to get into like going into that 7 year thing. I mean, two things. I just wrote it down. I don't know where my notes are. I just need to show you. Okay. And that was the universal vibe for today. It's like, don't be going in rehearsed and stuff. But this week, you guys, universal vibe is be yourself, be real, be true, go to your center. Don't come on be like right, not being in the present, not performing. Ain't that deep? That's this
Very,
week. Yeah,
very
the
deep.
vibration for this week is always in divine proportion, time, love, and order. But turning that pain into peace. Now, for me, it took me several years to recognize that blindness that I was. When I was 42, I left 19 years of probation, my work with the state of Michigan on a wing and a prayer because that was my path. Okay, so now of course when I did that, I wasn't married, didn't have a boyfriend, didn't have no money. My girls, they were in college, so I knew they were fine. So when I left, it was literally on a wing and a prayer, but I knew that was my thing because it was years ago that when I would meditate, because I had stopped meditating. Yeah, I would meditate and say, okay, you have to leave that job on a wing and a prayer one of these days because you kept all your life. You said, God, I'm from Missouri, the show me state, and you're gonna have to be shown. I mean, you know what I mean? But then when it actually happened, I was like, I stopped meditating and everything. I said, I think that job must be crazy. Well, in 1998, I did. My soul just said, hey, you got to do it. Well, anyway, I'm not going to belabor it. But anyway, after I did it, I experienced like 7 years of what I thought a severe financial hardship. I mean, there were times, I didn't have, food in my cupboard. There were times, that I didn't have just so many things, but it took me maybe 10 years, and you guys who are listening, okay, and you please come on 854-535-60240. This is something I wanted to share with people. Going from pain to peace, we don't have to let it wait so long once we recognize and really be grateful for in the present, because that's what it taught me. But for 7 years, I thought I was experiencing a severe financial hardship because I didn't have money. The only time I felt safe was when I was on the bus because I felt nobody was going to be after me. Nobody was asking for no rent. Nobody was asking about no bills. That's where I felt safe, on the bus. What dawned on me maybe 10 years later, you guys, was that I was blind. I was blinded to what I had because I was so busy looking at what I didn't have. I was so busy looking at what I didn't have that I lacked gratitude. You know what I mean? During those times, people would knock on my apartment door and say, okay, Angel, come on, I'm going to take you to lunch. They didn't know I didn't have no food because they know where in the world I was going to tell somebody after I'd have left a 19-year job, good income, insurance. I'm going to say, oh, I don't need because I left my job. Ain't no way in the world. My pride would not have allowed me to do that. I'm just saying that even in the midst of that, and you guys who are watching, even in the midst of what you are going through, take a moment to look. You can always be grateful for something. And when you concentrate on that gratitude, because it dawned on me, and I'm going back to, even the sparrow was taken care of. But I didn't see, here I am walking on faith. That's the reason why I left the job, so I could build my faith. But at that time, it blinded me. So I just wanted to share, and I was 42, that 7 year, that was that 7 major year. So I'm just sharing with you, whoever you guys are out there, I know you're probably going through something because we all do, we are going through something now, you know what I mean? But it has taught me that I can look at that abyss if I want to, because I have the choice. I can look at the abyss, or I can look outside at that sun and then go from there. What do you guys say?
Well, you have me rocking up inside of here because, first of all, I really want to thank you for being authentic, as we're saying now, for just sharing your story as it is. What you're talking about, I have been going through it. I have gone through it in the past, and now I'm going through it again. Looking at it with different eyes now. It's like what you said with your word is not the thing, but is how. Yeah, so that's what's happening now, because I too, couple of years left my teaching career and decided I wanted to become a health coach and do all those other things. Eventually, I end up into being a metaphysician. When I did that, my finances hit rock bottom. A number of things, because I went into business, didn't really understand how business was all about. And then, of course, not having that mindset of, I tied up my self-worth with my net worth. And so I felt that I couldn't be myself anymore. I couldn't enjoy the things that I used to enjoy anymore. And as a result of that, I pulled in myself. And what I've seen as I look back, the same thing that you're saying, Dr. Anita, at the time back then, I did not see those marvelous, miraculous blessings. And then there came a time when I started to see it, but because I tied up myself so much in that, and of course, there came that need for wanting to be accepted and all those things that goes around this material stuff. What happened is that I did not see those blessings. I didn't see, as you said, that my friends were taking me out to the finest restaurants in the land. I did not see that I got opportunities to do things which on a normal occasion I would have to pay a whole lot of money for, and I was getting that free. And I just want to fast forward quickly to what is happening now, because now having that experience, which we might have called, I may have called lessons back then, and it might have been unpleasant, as I'm going through similar experiences now, honestly, it's a breeze. It's not unpleasant anymore. And I am seeing the blessing. I'm seeing being able to, sister, share for me here with people from all over the world. Right now, I am sitting with 2 sisters from the US and another sister from India. Come on, man, this is pure joy. And it's pure abundance. And there's so much I can say. And I've seen the blessings now keep pouring in and pouring in because I've changed the way I begin to think and see. So I'm not seeing scarcity. I'm not seeing.
Let me ask you. I apologize because let me ask you. So what was it about that particular learning experience? What is it that you did? How did you go from pain to peace? That's
It was a process, and one of the process, of course, was being able to gratitude, being able to talk to God or to tap into my inner self, meditating. It was a process that created the shift.
So let me ask you,
Looking.
like I said, oh, and I apologize. Remember, you guys, I said this is a back,
Oh,
this
that's
is a
all right.
sister share. We're not like, okay, your turn, your turn, your turn. Okay. Okay, so let me ask you, Reverend Johnson, did you notice the gratitude? Did you experience that shift during the experience, or did you experience that shift much later? When did you experience that shift?
During the experience,
Okay.
the shift, it gradually came by practicing gratitude. I journal a lot, and is a favorite part, but it shift now, because before, when I was journaling, I would more or less just write down what is happening in my life. But what I begin to do now is, apart from writing what was happening, I was looking now for the good things that was happening in my life. And the more I focus on those good things, the more I begin to see those good things coming in. Yes, so that was one aspect of it.
Right. So, because I know for me, and you guys, come on, you guys, jump in, because we're not, this is yeah, I mean, interrupt me. I mean, you know what I mean? It's like we're sitting in the living room. I mean, because like for me, it was 10 years later for me. I didn't see it. So I'm curious. I'd like to know, and I'm sure whoever watching would like to know, okay, what was that thing that, because you're in this particular experience, so you're feeling discomfort, you're feeling pain, you're feeling a low self-worth. What was it within that experience that it caught your eye to say, oh, I can be grateful for this? Because you know what I mean? What was that transition is what I'm asking.
Yeah. So,
Okay.
Dr. Anita, yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, can I speak or?
Come on, you got,
All right, all right. So, giving a broader perspective to this, uh, individual experiences, yes, we have our ups and downs. Life is mostly a rolling stone. You're rolling all over without gathering anything, but then you want to gather some experience, some spiritual benefit out of this. So, the thing that worked for me during all through my life is that grounding sensation of saying that, looking up to the sky, looking at a star, and wondering how small you are, how
Ah,
little you are. What
that's,
are you not grateful for?
yes, that's the
This is the small
tangible.
part. Yeah.
Okay, that's one of that tangible. Yeah,
That you're a small particle in a big universe. What are you not grateful for? Your existence itself is a miracle. That is what grounds me every time. Every time it knocks me back to my senses immediately. What are you cribbing about? All right, I agree. Life can be overwhelming. Life can really, mess you up. But then it's up to you to find your feet.
oh,
To
up to you to find your
yeah,
feet.
I
Share that
find
agree.
your feet.
again.
Yes.
What do you
That's
do?
the
You say you
point.
look up at the sky. Say that again.
Yeah, I said, just look up at the sky, look at a star, and you find yourself how small you are. What are you not grateful for? Your presence, your very being itself is a miracle.
Absolutely. So
Agree.
I mean, to me, that's
That
saying
is, yeah.
you just integrated your ego with your spirit.
Mhm.
Because a lot of
Mm.
times, I mean, do you guys agree when we're
I
experiencing
do.
a lot of stuff, a lot of it is ego.
Oh
It's our
yeah. Right.
personality experiencing that stuff. You know what I
So
mean? Oh,
you,
that's
yeah.
beautiful.
So
So
you
I'm
become
going to remember
small.
that.
You become small. Don't let your ego, your pride overlap your personality. Just go with the flow. You're just part of an infinite current of life.
Mhm.
Infinite, infinite, infinite. So know your place, learn. And
Uh-huh.
this experience, whatever it is, has been given to you to grow in gratitude for what you have. Underline that, and that's it. That's
That's
it. Be
super, you
grateful.
guys. Oh,
Be
I love
grateful.
that. Both you guys.
Mhm.
Oh, Reverend Johnson and Kamal. Oh my God. I mean, I loved it when you said you feel so small. Because that's just beautiful. Thank you. Thank you
Yeah.
so much. But next, I mean,
And it's a humbling experience for us to go through things as well. It humbles us. It reminds us of
Good.
how good we have it when we look at others that are less fortunate as us. Do we
yeah,
have a roof over our head? Yes, we do. There are so many that don't even have a roof over their head. Have we missed a meal? We think about things like that, but it humbles us, and it makes us, like you said, grateful and appreciative. And Reverend Jocelyn said two words that I thought about: scarcity, because a lot of times we have a scarcity mindset where we're afraid we're going to run out. If
True.
someone says, hey, I need to borrow $5, and let's say you have $10, you're like, oh no, I only have 10. But when you have that abundant mindset, you're like, sure, here's five, because in your mind you're thinking, if I give it to you, I'm going to get it back in return, plus much more. So we definitely have to think, we have to change the way our minds think, our mindset, go from scarcity to abundance. So I wanted to piggyback off what Reverend Jocelyn said about those two words. So yeah, life humbles us. It humbles us all the time.
it really does. You guys, what
And I
share?
love the word, I love the fact that you brought up the word humble, because what it also does, and when I look at the word humble, it brings us in alignment with who we are, telling us that, take your focus from the ego yourself and focus now on God. That humbleness, that's how I will use it to help me to, I'm no longer looking at myself and doing things within who I think I am, but rather I am removing that focus from me and saying, okay, God, you are able and well able to provide or to use that circumstance. And that helped me in terms of humility and helped me to not focus on when we talk about the self-worth, to it helps me now to take my mind off of myself and put my worth in God. Well,
Absolutely. And you
I don't want to go down
Yeah,
the rabbit hole with
no,
that.
I love this. I love this because see what I'm thinking about too, you guys, is now uh I decided to go on and do the second doctorate. And my dissertation is on the integration of ego. And for me, what I've learned, all these, the spiritual path, for me, I've learned all these years, I've tried separating my ego so that I could get closer to God. No, my my ego is very much a part of being a creation. So I want to merge. I believe that I can merge my ego where it can be just as pure as my soul and my spirit. I don't want to separate it. And because what do you guys, what do you think of the more I separate part of myself from something, I had to ask myself, how really am I one with God? If I'm separating a part of me and not integrating all of me, am I really one with God? Okay, what you guys think?
I think in terms of the ego and what you're sharing now, is it it's there, that's a need. There is something that is saying, Jocelyn or Dr. Anita or Letitia or Copa, this is a need. And as you say, it's not about ignoring it or separating it, but looking at it. And you use a word, integrating.
Yeah,
So that's how I would see it.
yeah.
Not necessarily saying, oh, let me push my ego aside,
Hmm.
but looking at it, okay, so my ego I might feel that there is something that, okay, I may want and not have it. And
Hmm.
it's coming up, but rather than push that thing aside, that my ego is showing me, I'm saying, I can now look at it, bring it up, and then integrate it with
Right.
the overall being.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would also like to add
Uh
this
huh.
about integrating the ego. Uh, what comes to mind right now is the fluidity of our being, how fluid we are. in terms of experiences. So let's
Oh, you can
integrate
tell
the
you come
ego.
from India. Your words and that you a poet. Go ahead, come on. I'm sorry. Go ahead, sis.
I was just thinking when you were talking about integration, uh, just looking at the whole being as something that is fluid, that is ever moving. We are not stuck in one place. Our emotions, our thoughts are all flowing through our body. So ego is also there, mixing in the whole mix is there. So while being a fluid being, you're a fluid being.
Okay. Did I freeze you guys?
No, I think it may have been on her end again,
Oh,
possibly.
okay. Yeah, well, she's freezing because I was reading A Course in Miracles, the daily word. I had to put it down because every day that thing was talking about how bad the ego was. And at first I was trying to
Mhm.
ignore it while I was reading some part of the
Yeah.
word, but finally I had to just put it down. I said, I just
Can you,
can't read it.
yeah. Can you
Go
see me
ahead,
now?
Paul. Yep,
Yeah.
yep.
Yeah.
I'm having network problems. I'm not
That's
home.
okay.
I'm outside. So a lot of problems. So, all right. So again, that fluidity, I think the ego gets mixed up and it dissipates after some time. You're one being, one uh, bright, luminous being that is, evolving. That's how I see myself. I see everybody. Ego dissipates after sometimes. Once life gives you those, harsh lessons, pulls you to the ground, grinds you. No
Mm-hmm.
ego. You're a fluid being going through time.
Right. It's
Simple.
all one.
Integration is a good word.
Yeah,
Integration is a good word. You are a fluid being. Dr. Anita, I see you as one very fluid, luminous being, emotions, actions, and ego all mixed together,
absolutely.
even while you're talking. So that's how I see you.
Ab-
And ego, integration, that's where it happens. We are all very fluid.
Absolutely.
I hope this,
Oh, you're
Yeah,
making absolute sense.
yeah,
That was
absolutely.
fluid
All
said
I'm,
it
I'm
all.
just thinking, thanks.
yeah.
I'm so glad. I'm honored to be your mirror, sis. That's what I say. I mean, Dr.
Yeah.
Latasha, what, your thoughts on this?
My thoughts. Okay, so I have so many thoughts.
I
So
know.
I think about, who are we? When people ask us, tell us about yourself. A lot of times we struggle to even say who we are. We don't want to share. We don't know where to start. So I think about that, and I know that's probably a little bit off topic, but our egos makes up who we are. Everything about us makes up who we are. Our
Absolutely.
experiences makes up who we are as well. And I know we were talking about from pain, the pain that we've gone through makes up who we are as
Absolutely.
Sure.
well. And it's like the saying, there's no, without a test. I mean, there's no test without a testimony. You have to go through those trials and tribulations and hard times to be able to share with others. So when we're going through those moments, we may not know what it is, but when we come out of it, we can overcome it because we're resilient. We are tenacious. There's so many great things about us, but we can also just share our experience with others. So whenever you say, tell us about yourself, I'm working myself to be able to share more. I used to,
Right.
don't keep ourselves in boxes. Like you said, this is not an 8x10. We need
Right.
to be able to just, open up because we are who we are. And a lot of us have experienced a lot of pain. But that pain that we've gone through makes up our identity as well. And we're able to help others from that pain as well.
Absolutely.
So
Absolutely.
I'd just like to share something. Is there any moment I'd like to ask all of you? Any time that you're just sitting, you're doing your work, where you feel this wholesome peace come over you, nothing seems to matter. You're kind of glowing, you're feeling happy. Does that happen to you? Anybody?
Yes.
Bliss.
Does that happen?
But in
Yes.
the morning for me, like my 4 o'clock,
Mhm.
I call it my God hour. When I wake up at 4 o'clock in the morning, the peace,
Hmm.
silent peace is it's just
You're
beautiful.
just
I
happy
get a
without
lot
any
of
reason. You're just happy without any reason. You
Yeah,
just
yeah,
are.
Yes.
You're just
yeah.
there.
Now it doesn't
You
come
just
on. I mean, yeah, it ain't every day. I'm gonna be real with you. I'm not one of them. Oh, everything is fine. I'm just, no, I am.
no,
Because
nothing
I
is
can get
fine.
into
Yeah,
my manic depressive state. I always
yeah,
say I'm an artist,
yeah.
so I can
Yes.
get into that. Get
Nothing-
into
It doesn't happen every day. Maybe
no,
once in a blue moon it happens,
yeah,
but it happens. So I'm just asking.
yeah,
Yes.
So, yeah.
It's like the word
I get
gratitude,
a lot
being
of that.
grateful. Just us being grateful. You just
yeah.
realize like, oh gosh, I have my, I'm breathing, I'm alive, I have my health, my family is healthy, I have my strength. So we think about the good things instead of, like we mentioned earlier, not focus on the negative, what we're lacking. We're thinking about what we have and just grateful.
Right. Yeah. You
Yeah.
know, I have been going, and I can share now, but I have been going on the treadmill because earlier, last month or something, I was diagnosed with kidney disease. So my thing, first I'm gonna go, I'm do the metaphysical thing. I'm gonna go beyond the physical. Say, okay, what does my soul need healing? Well, anyway, what I did when I did the diabetes thing, I went on the treadmill, and this time I thought, I said, I was in my office studio here, and I was looking around. I said, now wait a minute. I said, if I can see out here, if my eyes can see out here, then my eyes should be able to see in here. I should be able to see what my kidney looks like. I should be able to do this. So I went on that treadmill. And I got two songs. I still use those songs. I got two songs, and when I'm on the treadmill, but one, come on, when you were saying one song, it's about my heart soars above the moon in the sky. And when I hear her say that, I see myself on this huge bird, and the sun and the moon is right there, and it's just looking at me. And I got these things. I got this wand in my hand that I'm sprinkling gold and silver, the happiness, peace for people. And they jumping up and down and all this kind of stuff. And that bird, I see the bird's face so clearly. He turns around and looks at me. And at that moment, I feel, I'm laughing out loud while I'm on the treadmill because the feeling that I feel right then at that time, it's just absolutely beautiful. I mean, so anyway, I just wanted to share that. And by the way, when I went back to the doctor, that doctor did, because I said, okay, let me do this thing. When I went back, just to show you guys, miracles do happen. A miracle is a change with divine intervention, and that's the thing. I said, okay, help me with this, help me see it clearly. Ain't the things how you look at it, manifestation and the belief. Okay, Holy Spirit, help me. I went back to that doctor. That doctor said, what are you doing? He said, look at me. He showed me. He said, look at this. I want to show you. He said, you were actually in renal disease. Your body is correcting itself.
Wow. Love that.
That's that peace thing that you're talking about. Come on, that experiencing that is so essential for us to be able to experience that. That's healing. That's not the curing necessarily, but the healing.
And what we think is what we believe also.
Yeah.
So you claimed it. You claimed it. You claimed healing. You claimed it, So yeah, that's important to power in our tongue. We have to watch what we say, and we have to speak it to the universe and speak positive. And yes, that's great news. That's great news, Dr.
You said that power in the tongue, because that comes right from your mind.
Yes.
Comes right from our mind. I always my daughter, I said, I look at it, God created the universe, and I look at the universe as a genie, like your wish is my command. Only the change is your thought is my command. So whatever you put out there, I'm going to give it right back to you, because I don't know if you want it or not. That's what I'm gifting to you. So I'll be like, I don't want that thought.
You're right.
That's all right.
Very, very true. It's all energy. It's all energy.
Ain't it? Ain't it? It's all energy. Lord, you know it is 10:30 already, you guys.
What? Yes. Well, time fly when we having interesting conversations.
Yes. Now, I wanted to say this really quick too. So when we're in preparation for today, I was thinking like, okay, normally we write speeches, we try to figure out an outline, but I remember you saying this is just sisters sharing. So I was like, I'm just coming in, and whatever comes up is going to flow. And I definitely feel like this has been an amazing session, just free flowing and just being able to share and learn from you all. So I've truly enjoyed it.
Yeah, Latasha, right on point. My thoughts exactly. You articulated what was going on my mind before this. I'm not preparing. I'll just let it flow.
We gotta do this again.
Well, it's the same for me. I was saying, maybe you should go and do a little outline or something. Maybe you should figure out a definition for peace. All those kind of and then I said, just let that go.
Yeah, it was great because we didn't overthink it. We didn't overthink it. A lot of times we overthink it because we're trying to be too prepared, and it takes
Yeah,
away from the joy of everything. So by us coming in, I think this is what really made it even more enjoyable for me.
special. Yeah, it was very special today. Very, very special.
Me too. I've learned so
But
much from
something
you
keep coming
guys.
up.
I really have.
From I wanted to see, because someone may ask, in the midst of some dying circumstances, how can you keep that peace? And when Corporal shared, do you have this lovely sweet sense of and I just wanted to share that experience. When my son died, I thought that I understood. There is a scripture verse in the Bible which talk about the peace that surpasseth all understanding. And I felt that sense of overwhelming, beautiful peace that helps me to carry on and to go through, to chat, to talk, to eat, to laugh, to share on his memory. And so I just wanted to share this and say, yes, in the midst of whatever the circumstances is, one can truly experience peace.
Absolutely, absolutely. You guys, anyone else? Well, before we go though, and then I want you guys to share. I would love to do this again. I would love to do this on a kind of regular kind of basis. And I do hope we have some viewers, and I hope it really touched your heart and everything. And next time, please, I'm telling you, the door is open. All we do is just love and embrace you. Come on in, however way you look, and turn that camera off. All we need is your audio on. That's all. That's all. Because you're welcome. Okay, you guys. What turning pain to peace. What you say?
Yeah, just I can just say that I can resonate with Reverend Jocelyn, because when my father passed away in 2007, um, it was, to me, I thought, end of the world. That's what I thought at that moment. However, I know that since then I've learned that, we grieve. I mean, allow yourself to grieve how you want to grieve. Don't let society tell you, oh, after 6 weeks you should be fine, or you have to do this, do that. Grieve how you want to grieve. You take your time. And also think of the good memories. Reverend Jocelyn, I always see you posting things about your beautiful son. So I love that you keep his memory alive as well. And your story is a testimony. You're going to be able to help a lot of people from your pain as well. So I just want to just end it by saying that when we're going through things, we may think that it is the end of the world, but it's not. Keep your head up, stay focused, think about what you can, what you can do. Some things we cannot change. But know that you will see that person in another time as well. And that's what's going to keep you going as well. So I just want to let everyone know that pain is pain is temporary. It is not permanent.
Absolutely.
Yes, and I just like to add, pain will be there. Life is a series of, lessons. I don't want to use that word. Is pain, is evolving through that, learning, and peace is within ourselves.
Absolutely.
That pain into peace is within ourselves. Let's find it. Let's just wade through all the experiences and come out stronger at the other end of the river, and learn and learn. That's it. That's all I want to say. And hearing and learning from uh, everyone today has been experience. It's humbled me. It's grounded me again. It just shows that we are all in this together, and peace begins with us, and it radiates outwards. It radiates out to the world. So let's do that. Let's do that for ourselves and for others also.
Absolutely. Thank you so much.
Mm.
Absolutely. Yeah, and I just, just real quick, last year, um, there was a situation, and it all depends, like Reverend Johnson said. I'm not going to put a spin on it and all that kind of stuff, but it has and continues to be my lifeline. There was a time that I was really, I like to use the word the abyss. I was really in my own tormented, despaired abyss, and I didn't know what I was going to be doing. Didn't want to be here, but knew I had to be here. I mean, that's how that thing was. And it was during that time that I called a feel heard. And it was at that time that it said, okay, it's not the thing, it's how you're looking And it was at that time that then I asked, I said, Spirit, help me look at it clearly, correctly then. And I was able to see something, get a glimpse. And it was then that I realized that there's a difference between healing and curing, because in the middle of that, I was able to see something different. That was a healing because I experienced peace. So you guys, if you're experiencing something, take a moment and just see, just say, it ain't the thing, it's how you look at it. But don't forget to ask whatever God, higher power, whatever word you use, then you ask for guidance so that you see it clearly. And I guarantee you, you will experience a semblance, even if it's just a minuscule, you'll experience a semblance of peace, and that is during that time you're healing. Okay?
Beautiful.
All right. So yeah, so we gonna do this again, y'all?
Yes, definitely.
Yes, sure. Definitely.
Okay, cool. Thank you, sisters. I love you. Thank you. I did. I learned so much from each and every one of you, which I knew I would. I knew I was gonna come and be filled up, and you guys did. And let me say, it's at 12 o'clock. I don't know, StreamYard, but Facebook Live, Reverend Jocelyn will be. Sophia Lynn is going to be the guest on the podcast. And I had Reverend Johnson, she's going to be on there. But with this energy, I definitely want to come on, Dr. Latasha. So we got to get together and schedule your time, if you honor me, to be on my podcast show.
Yes, definitely.
Okay, cool,
Sure.
Cool. Okay. I love you guys. All right, you guys, we know that the journey, self-recovery, self-awareness is absolutely beautiful. And I hope you know so beautiful, both he and she. So are you. Just touch on that trust and tap into you, okay? We're just wonderful. Have a wonderful day, and blessings, peace, and love.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye. Bye.